All right. I think we're live. Let's wait for YouTube to confirm. Let's count down one. No, let's count up. So it's one, two, three. It says, in 2 minutes. See. Yeah, audio is good. All right. So, no one has joined us. So let's go to Discord. Let's join Pig, see if somebody wants to debate us. Good morning.
Oh, Mr. Slave, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's up, man?
What's up, mate? Anyone up for a
It's at
debate?
11 already.
Yeah, it's 11. It's 2 minutes to 11. Anyone wants to debate me?
I'm watching Ben
No.
Shapiro argue with a fat person about fat phobia. This is funny as fuck.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh.
Send it to me.
That's what
Okay.
the fuck.
Wait, where are you?
Oh, just.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I have to watch this new CSGO now. Oh my
Anyway,
God.
I'm streaming on YouTube. Fair warning.
Someone say the N-word.
Paul.
Someone say the N-word.
I don't like to be on YouTube.
Yeah, no problem.
Huh.
Just if anybody wants to
So
debate.
you have to close the stream.
All right, bye.
It's.
How
Yeah.
many followers?
Good morning. Hello. Anybody here? Is anybody here? Hello.
Yo, hello.
Hi. So you want to debate?
Yeah, what are you trying to debate about?
Oh, here's my list of topics.
You got a list of fucking topics.
Yeah, I have a lot of topics.
Oh, Jess, are you gonna debate Mr. Slave?
Yes.
Yes,
That's
please.
a good idea.
Please debate me. Please debate
Definitely.
me. Yeah. So, do you see the list of topics?
What?
I posted my link to my list of topics, Mr. Slave debate
Oh.
topics. Do you see
Mr.
it?
Slave is a legend.
Bro, I'm
Yes.
not reading all of this, bro. This is like fucking.
No,
Just
This is a
pick
just
book.
choose one.
Choose one.
Just
Just
choose
pick one. You don't have to read
Ask
it.
yourself, is a terrorist. He changed my Discord name to derogate me.
If you don't
Who's
know,
at the ask yourself,
then just
is a
ignore.
terrorist.
And just ignore it. It's a vegan. Are you a vegan?
Vegan Gains, yes.
So-
Vegan Gains is a terrorist. Who the fuck is Vegan Gains?
You don't know who Vegan Gains is.
The-
That's terrific.
And yeah, he's like the fucking vegan Jesus, I think.
He's the vegan Jesus, basically.
Yeah. The vegan teacher is a terrorist. I agree.
Oh.
Greta Thunberg is an international terrorist. Oh my god, bro, you're based. Yes, she
Oh.
is a fucking international terrorist.
Oh, so you agree
I
that
fucking hate
Greta
Greta
Thunberg is a
Thunberg.
terrorist? Wait, are you from Scotland or Ireland?
I'm from Scotland. No,
Scotland. All right.
I'll
Beautiful.
just let you guess. Anna.
Yeah.
COVID now happened. Spanish flu never happened.
Yeah.
COVID is mathematically enough.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro, I agree with you on all this.
All right. So you gotta find
Humans
something.
are
you
biological
disagree.
robots.
Oh, bro.
Smoking in moderation might have health benefits. Yes. Science is a scam. The education system is a scam. Schooling, including homeschooling. Oh my god, bro, I agree.
Oh my god.
Scientific consensus isn't scientific.
Right.
Oh, bro, I agree with everything. Wait, there's like 10 topics left. I got woke mind virus. Is the zombie virus? The woke mind virus. Oh my god, yes, bro, you're based. I'm adding you right now. You're like, no, yeah, bro, no cap. See, I'm not even being sarcastic right now. I just agree with this.
That's incredible. You're the.
I agree with a lot of things. Let's see if there's something I don't agree
Wait,
with.
how old are you?
I am 15.
That's incredible. At your age, you're already so advanced. I mean, this took me many years. I'm very old.
Black holes are the entry points into another universe.
Right. You need to
See
know.
this one. I don't. Yeah, I don't
Right.
know a lot about this, so I'll just let it
Right.
be.
Yeah.
Even quantum gravity theory. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cockfights. What the fuck are cockfights?
What the fuck are what?
Cockfights.
Oh, cockfights, like rooster fights. You know, they take roosters, the male
Rooster
chickens,
fights. Oh,
and
damn.
they breed them just
Right,
for
so
fighting. They kill each other.
Suboptimal. This means if we compare two identical
Oh wait,
violence,
you're a
vegan
vegan. We could debate
owners,
that.
constant. Yeah, but like I turned vegan like a month ago, so I'm not really good at like debating, you know.
That's good. I can still save your soul because you're gonna become a
Bro.
leftist. They're gonna the virus the
The woke
leftist.
mind virus.
Right, the woke mind virus
Yeah,
has
yeah.
already entered your mind. It's gonna infect all your thoughts. If I don't save you, you'll become a leftist. You'll become woke. You'll think all these points are incorrect. You'll start hating Donald Trump.
No, bro, I fucking love Donald Trump.
Not for long. This virus that you got infected
The
with.
vegan virus.
Yeah, it's gonna completely engulf you.
It's descriptive version of also. What's our thoughts on Andrew Tate? We can debate that.
Well,
I
recently
love Andrew Tate because he hates women.
Shash. Yeah.
wait, you have a girl in your room?
No, that's someone else.
It's not a girl? It sounds like a girl.
Yeah, yes.
Who-
It says
Wait a minute, it's afternoon.
it's a person. It's
you-
a person in the VC.
Oh, it's about I thought it's somebody
Yeah.
next to you.
I can't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he hates women. I think he is,
But he does, and that's what makes him so awesome.
Oh,
No,
Oh,
no, bro.
okay.
This is a serious conversation, isn't it? Wait. So,
right,
Mr.
but
Slee, what's are your thoughts on
sorry.
Andrew Tate?
right. I mean, I like a lot of what Andrew Tate says. But he bangs. I mean, I don't judge him.
Especially the points about trans people.
Right.
We
So
need to
Oh,
kill
yeah. Oh, my
all
God,
of
yes.
them.
he bangs trans, which is fine. I don't judge anyone. He thinks he'd rather
Wait,
bang.
what?
What?
He bangs trans people.
Right. They're called traps. Like a trans person that looks like a beautiful chick is called a trap.
Trav.
It's a special type of trans, like because there's trans people that don't look like what they're trying to look like, but there's those that look better than normal chicks. It's like some trans women are more beautiful than biological females.
So like, okay, so like, let me ask you this, yeah.
That's a
So
trap.
if
Okay. Mm-hmm.
yeah, if there was like, let's say there was a 7 out of 10 girl, and there was like a 10 out of 10 trap, who would you date?
I would never date a trap ever. I like a
Yeah,
PP for
same.
me is what's known as a hard swipe left. No go. It's a no go.
Same.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you
Yeah.
look. If you have a bulging vagina, I'm out. If your
Yeah,
if
same.
your clitoris
I mean,
is bigger than like a fingernail, then I'm out.
yeah, I'll never fuck a trans female. Like, no homo. Like, I'm not homophobic, but like, it's just my preference, you know.
I know. And
Oh, Neon, you would love this. Mr. Slave
up?
is advocating the position that trans people who look cis are called traps.
yeah, no.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but like, I just read it.
I mean, in my
It's
I don't know
actually a
those.
slur. Don't use that word.
Oh wait, it's a
no,
It is a slur, yes.
no, a
Trans
trap.
trap
No, a trap.
meaning.
It's called a trap because it's a trap. They're trying to trap
A
you.
meme from the internet. Oh, it's not a slur. It says it's a meme.
Yeah, it's a
Well, it's implying that you've been tricked.
right. They try to trick
Yeah.
you. They pretend to be female, and then
Yeah, it's not a slur.
no, it's not. It's absolutely it's not a slur.
It is pretty much every organization.
No, it's not a
that talks about
slur.
the topic
Anyway, I'm not
recognizes
using it
as
as a slur. I'm using it as
Yeah.
a normal meme.
Yeah, I mean, if I was like talking to a trans and I was like,
Bro,
"You're a
shut
fucking
the
trap,"
fuck up.
then
Go
that would
kill
probably be a
yourself. You
slur.
so fatherless that even Dora the Explorer can't find your father.
Okay. Oh my god, you said kill yourself? Damn, that's kind of harsh.
Anyway, wait a minute.
All right,
I have comments on my YouTube channel from my favorite co-host, The Uncomfortable Truth. He says, "Does Mr. Slave like pee-pee?" No, I don't like pee-pee.
Ah.
Mr. Yeah, what's the question?
No, I'm a subscribe to you. Yeah.
Some of
Turn
these
on the
comments
notifications.
I cannot read out loud. I'm not alone. Mrs. Slave, are you okay with? I cannot read that. Mrs.
The
Slave,
fuck is that?
what's this?
gotta
Wait, are
Google
you
that.
watching my YouTube channel?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, so are you okay with? Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna say it out loud, but I am going to respond to these things. So, does Mr. Slave like?
Oh no. Yeah, Google what that means, but no.
Anyway, so
That's a no-go.
do I like this? Absolutely not. Do I like this? I don't know what that means. Roast beef. I mean, it needs. Okay, it's difficult to talk about this. I cannot.
Are you
talk-
okay with roast beef? What the fuck is that? Roast beef?
No,
Fluffy vagina?
the answer is basically I mean, the question is, what is the alternative, and what does the rest look like? It's like you look at the whole package.
What the fuck?
Anyway, yeah, that's a major problem. Like that is a major problem. Next, Mr. Slave, are you okay with? That's not my preference. How much? The least. I mean, the least, the better. And Mrs. Slave, are you okay with? No, I hate those. Absolutely hate them. Yeah. Anyway, so does anybody want to debate me on any other topics?
Yeah, I'll debate you.
All right.
Can I debate on number
Number what?
number 8? No financial crisis ever happened.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Let me copy paste it so everybody sees it. 1 second, please. All right, let me read it, and I'll.
Neon, by the way, the guy is a troll. I
No.
wouldn't recommend engaging with him.
What you mean? No.
Wait, what's her name? Wait, did she just leave? Wait, what's going on? Wait, who just said that? Wait, she thinks I'm a troll?
He's not a troll.
Yeah, I don't think he's a troll. I think he like. I don't say he's a troll. You know, maybe he has some like different views, but
Well-
like he's not just like coming here mic spamming.
Well, exactly. Right.
Not saying those views are correct, but like
Right.
just saying.
But when
he has
people
different
accuse
views.
me of being a troll, so that's the
Yeah.
ad hominem logical fallacy. So when people use logical fallacies, that means they don't have any logical ammunition. That means they know that they are wrong, and they don't know how to, and they don't know how to deal with it. So that's the end of that. Next. All right, so let's talk about no
Financial, yeah.
no financial crisis has ever happened. For example, 2007, 2008. You can't even tell me what year it was, this financial crisis. So that should give you an indication that it didn't happen. 1930, same story. Some people call it the 1929, 1930, 1931. Yeah, like if you cannot tell me what year it was exactly that this crisis happened, then it's an indication that it didn't happen. But we'll come back to this. By all metrics, COVID is indistinguishable from the 2007 financial crash, which in turn is indistinguishable from the 1930s depression. This indicates that as the COVID downturn was completely manufactured by governments having had shut down the world economies, so did these other downturns were manufactured by government having had shut down the economies. These events were never organic. Any questions on the presentation, on the actual position?
So are you saying that the financial crisis
Your audio is shite.
because of government shutdown, or that it, hold
Your
on.
audio is cutting out.
It's cutting and it's like low volume and it's like you're on a 18th century phone.
I am I'm driving right
Oh, okay. I'm sorry for you. Go on. Try again.
now. You're good. So do you mean to say that this financial crisis never happened at all, or that it did happen but it wasn't organic?
It wasn't organic. So, I mean, what's the definition of a financial crisis? Would you define COVID as a financial crisis? I
I
mean,
would define a financial crisis as any instance in which the spending power of the dollar has significantly increased or wages have.
yeah. Okay. I didn't hear, but I'll guess what you're saying. Anytime the purchasing power of the dollar decreases or something else you said. Anyway,
Wages decreased.
wages decrease. Okay. Uh fine. I mean, if your definition of a financial crisis is that, then according to you, COVID was a financial crisis. So if that's your definition, then yeah, then fine. Then we don't have a
Do you,
disagreement. Then we just have semantics. We just have to fix the semantics, and we agree on everything.
what is your definition of a financial crisis? I think that's a pretty good definition
I'm
of a
not.
financial crisis.
But
No?
I don't want to. I don't want to debate semantics. So I have to say that
Well, but that's kind of important right now, right? I mean, you're saying X did not happen, and I think I have a pretty good definition for X. And then when I defined X, you're like, oh, okay, well, if that's what you mean by X, then X did happen.
yeah.
So what's your? But like, obviously, that's not what you mean by financial crisis. So what do you? If the Great Depression wasn't financial crisis, what is?
Right. That's why no financial crisis has ever happened, because they cannot happen. A financial
Well, what
crisis,
is it? What
the
what does that
government
mean?
talk to the governments that decided to shut down the economies during COVID. They decided to shut down the economies in 2007. They decided to shut down the economy in 1930. So governments decide to shut down the economy. You call that a downturn? You call that a financial crisis? Then we don't have a disagreement. I mean, I might.
Okay, so
Mhm.
just to be clear, like the financial crisis of 2008 was a combination of multiple factors.
Name one.
One being
No.
the deregulation of the housing market, right? So there are these credit agencies that did not have proper oversight by the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, right? And so what they did was they would come out with loans. Now there are different types of loans with different types of risk.
What's your evidence for all
right?
this? Okay, fine. I know the details. I've researched this inside and out. What's your evidence for your claim? You're making a claim now. What's your evidence?
This is like the overwhelming consensus of
What's your
most
evidence? I don't care.
economic
I
bodies.
don't care. Look, you have to present evidence or retract your claim.
Wait,
What's your
what?
evidence?
Okay, so what's your evidence? This
No,
didn't happen?
you made a claim. No, you made a claim. I made a claim. My
What
claim is it
claim
didn't
do you-
happen.
what claim
Nothing
do you want-
happened. Nothing
What
ever.
claim do you want evidence? The
You,
deregulation of the housing market?
yeah, I mean, you're starting to talk. So, what's your evidence? I mean, what's your evidence? You have to show cause and effect.
Okay, so
Mhm,
my cause is
mhm.
deregulation of the housing market and the advertising of high risk loans.
No,
as low risk.
only one. We'll discuss one at a time.
Wait, no. There's multiple causes to this
Fine.
because it's a
That's
financial.
fine.
It's a financial.
That's
Wait,
fine.
slave. You gotta let me. Like there are multiple causes to this, right? It's
That's
a
fine.
complicated issue.
That's fine.
Right.
Fine. That's
One
fine.
of them.
One at a
One of them
time.
was.
No.
One of them was.
No.
One of
Only
them
one.
was.
One at a time.
Hold on, slave. Hold on. One of them was the deregulation of the housing market.
What's your evidence for
That
that?
was one.
That's enough. Let's discuss
Sure.
that. All right. What's your evidence?
Sure.
What's your evidence? Are you there?
I'm here. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Deregulation in the financial industry was the primary cause of the 2000 financial crash. It allowed speculation on derivatives backed by cheap, wantonly issued mortgages available to even those with questionable credit. So this is a link that
I don't care.
stipulates
I
the
don't
first
care. Don't
and,
read. I
hold
don't
on,
care. I
Hold
don't
on,
care.
hold on. Whoa there. This is the link that stipulates the first.
I don't care. I
deregulation was
don't
the
care.
primary
I'm not gonna look at your link.
Then you don't. Then you don't care about evidence.
No. You explain to me. You explain to me exactly
Wait.
what
Do you want me
happened.
to explain it, or do you want me to give you evidence? You can't have it both ways.
No, evidence
I
is
can
not
only.
a link.
I only have one mouth, my guy. I can
No,
only
evidence-
say one thing or say evidence.
What's your okay? The fact that you show a link. Okay, it's not evidence. I mean, evidence is scientific.
What's evidence?
Scientific. You have to show scientific evidence.
This is scientific. Economic is a social science.
Fine. What's the evidence? Show me the statistics. Show me the numbers. Show me the research.
It shows you in the link, my brother in Christ.
Okay, just tell me what your evidence is. Tell me the evidence. I'm not gonna sift through your.
You're not going to read the evidence you asked
Just
for.
tell me what is your evidence. Tell me.
What evidence are you looking for?
Look.
I don't know what you want.
All right, so you
Like
claim.
I give you evidence.
All right.
And you get mad at me for giving you evidence because it's not in a specific
No,
format.
that's not evidence.
And then you won't outline.
No.
And then you won't outline the specific format.
Scient-
It might be difficult for you because
Actual-
you're not properly educated, given your
There
stance
you
on
go.
the education system
There
being
you
a
go.
scam.
Oh, all right.
But
So
I
you're
don't.
committing.
But I'm not
Wait.
sure what you're looking.
Let me reply. So you have now committed two logical fallacies. You attack me personally, and you change the debate topic. So if you're going to continue committing logical fallacies, I'm going to have to assume that you know that logic is not
So,
on your side.
That's not what a logical
This
fallacy.
is your first warning. You're gonna get
Hold on.
one more warning. The
so-
third strike, I'm
So
gonna
that's
stop the
That's
discussion.
That's actually not what a logical fallacy. When I say you're not educated because you think the education system is a scam,
We're not
that's not
going to
an ad
discuss me.
hold on, stop, slave, stop. When I say that, that's not an ad hominem. That is a valid critique of your epistemological framework.
You cannot.
Because when I give you, hold on, slave, stop. When I give you evidence and you don't like that evidence, and you won't give me any information of what evidence you're looking for, it makes me think that this is a knee-jerk reaction to the evidence that I have given. And that's not going to do it for me when we're talking about an epistemological framework.
All right.
So again, I'm going to ask you for the fifth time now, what evidence are you looking for? What scientific body or reputable institution are you looking for that will tell you that deregulation was the primary cause of the housing market bubble?
Show me scientific evidence. Show me.
Like what?
You're just making an assertion. I can tell you that it was aliens that landed and they did it. What evidence do you want? What evidence do you want? I'm telling you. I'll give you. Hold on. I let you finish. I'll give you a link. I'll show you a link. I'll write up a website and I'll send you the link for the website, the way it says aliens caused the 2007 recession. I can do it. What kind of evidence do you want? Aliens did it. What kind of evidence do you want?
Why did you turn Chinese?
I became
Slave, I
Chinese.
didn't
I'm
ask
sorry. Sometimes
you
it
could find-
happens.
I
Wait,
just
Slave,
joined on your Chinese.
I didn't ask you if you could find a link that caused 2000 financial market crash. I'm sure that you could find it's a post that talks about that. I'm asking what evidence you're looking for.
Like
Bro, you're
scientific,
cussing off,
like I honestly don't know. I mean, because you're presenting this thesis. It's just right now. It's just an assertion. It's just a conjecture. I've heard it a million times There's no evidence to this. I looked into it. I never found evidence to this. So show me the evidence. We can discuss the evidence. Tell me about the
I
evidence.
think-
Tell me what. Make your case.
Yeah. So
Make your case.
yeah. So what? So do you want me to tell you about the evidence I already linked, or do you
No,
want,
no
do you want,
links.
like, you
No
have-
links. No links. No links.
I gave you.
I can
it's
create
in
links out of.
House Chat, my
I
brother
can
in Christ.
create links too. I can sit and write a website in 1 minute and send you a link. That's not evidence.
Sorry, do you think that I'm saying that this is evidence because I found it on the internet, or do you think that I'm
Make
saying
your
that it's evidence
case.
because there's
Make
concrete
make
body of research?
make your case. I'm listening. Convince me. I'm
Sure,
open-minded.
Sure.
Go on.
So to be clear, now you're not asking for evidence. You're asking for my thesis, right? So when I start explaining, you're not going to get mad that I'm not posting this, are you? Because I can only do one thing at a time.
Make your case. Make your case.
Okay, great. So
Mhm.
wait. So just to be clear, one more time, you're not currently asking for evidence right now of my claim. You're just asking for my claim. Is that correct?
I mean, make your case. That means show me evidence.
It's a yes or no question. Are you asking me for evidence of my claims, or are you asking me for the claim?
I want
Which one are you asking me for?
Look, you made your claim. I understand your claim. You're not the originator of this claim. I've heard this claim many, many, many times. I've listened to many, many, many experts explain this claim. I'm completely unconvinced. I've never seen evidence to convince me. So you may now bring me evidence that might convince me of this claim. You're not
Okay,
the first one.
so you are asking for evidence,
Yes, make your case.
not my claim. But,
Make your
okay,
case.
great. So we're just gonna keep on going round and round in circles. Apparently,
Make
what
your case.
evidence are
Convince
you
me.
looking for?
No.
You didn't
I don't
like my
know.
evidence that I gave you
Look,
the first
you
time.
say, okay, so maybe show me here, I'll give you, try this. So according to you, there should be a correlation between places in the United States or in the world where they had deregulation and it caused similar effects. For example, show me that correlation.
Well, this was well, yeah, and there is that correlation
Show me.
because this was a
Show.
federal law.
Show.
There was a
I don't
federal.
care.
Hold on.
I don't
Stop,
care.
stop,
show
stop,
show the
stop,
correlation.
Stop.
I don't care.
I'm literally explaining the correlation.
No.
Okay, you can't,
Show
if you're gonna
show
be
the
like,
show
if
the
you're
data.
gonna be a petulant child about this, then I
Show me the
I
data.
can't talk. I'm trying to show you the data, but you keep on whining. Okay. All right. So okay, great. So the federal law
I don't care.
that went into
Don't waste my time. Don't change the
you
topic.
wait, then you don't care about the evidence then.
Don't change the topic. Don't tell me a history
I'm
lesson.
literally
Show me the
explaining
evidence.
to you.
No.
I'm
Show me the
explaining
correlation.
the evidence.
No, you're not. Show
I'm
me the correlation.
Explaining the
No.
correlation. Keep on getting mad.
Do you have a graph that shows the correlation? Do you have a data
What do
sheet?
you-
Do you have
That's
data?
not okay. Graphs are not the only way to explain correlation.
Tell me the cases that you studied.
I'm trying to
What
tell
other
you.
cases did you study that
Blame,
showed you
I'm
the
trying
correlation?
to tell you, you keep
What
on interrupting.
are the other data points?
I am trying
No, you're
to tell
not.
you.
No, you're
interrupting.
not. You're discussing the
I'm
one and only
trying to
data
tell
point.
you,
No, you're not.
Will not shut the fuck up.
You're not. Give me the other data
I am
points.
trying. You're still going. I cannot believe it. You're still going. Are you done?
What are your data points?
Okay. My data point is you asked for a correlation between
Data points.
regulation.
What are your
the-
data points for the
Holy
correlation?
shit, dude! You asked for the correlation.
What are the data
between-
points for the
Okay,
correlation?
I'm just gonna turn you down because you obviously can't control yourself. You're posting like a schizo right now. I'm trying to explain it to you, but you won't shut up. So the correlation that I'm explaining is the removal of the federal regulations that went into speculative loaning, which happened before 2000, and the financial crisis, which happened after. Okay, now correlation is not necessarily causation, but I can correlate the loss of these laws to the federal housing market crash. So if I give you evidence that these laws were removed prior to 2008, which is the commonly accepted year that this crisis happened, will that be considered a sufficient correlation for you? I'm turning you back up.
No, the many things happened before the so-called financial crisis. So you can just claim all these were causes, but as we know, the fact that
I am
something.
not claiming these are causes.
Let me
I
finish.
am claiming that
Let me
these are
finish.
correlative, which is
Let me
the
finish.
original
Let
standard
me
of
finish.
evidence that you that one.
Let me finish.
You asked for correlation.
Why don't you let me finish? Oh, you might not hear me. Okay.
Keep on switching the topic. You're doing what you me of doing 10 minutes ago, which topic of the debate, where the topic of the debate is not positive factor. Topic of the debate is correlative factor.
Wait, what?
The topic of the debate is not causative factor.
The topic of the debate is not
Is
positive.
correlative factor. You asked me for correlation between two things.
I said that you asked me what type of evidence am I looking for. So I'm looking for correlation.
You
Let me
said
finish.
correlative.
Let me finish. Of course, I'm only asking for correlation at this point. That's like a beginning. But the correlation that I'm suggesting that you present, right? You have a theory to explain the 2007 financial crisis. Your theory is that deregulation caused it. So I'm saying, all right, it's a good theory. I've heard it many times before. I've never seen the evidence to support it. I've never been convinced of this, but I'm ready and willing to let you make your case and maybe convince me, maybe I'm wrong, that deregulation caused it. It might be. In order for me to be convinced of this, you need to show me a bunch of data points, not one, not two, preferably a bunch, like 3, 4, 5, as many as possible, where you would show me here in history.
Okay.
1 second, let me
So-
finish. Let me finish.
Oh God.
Let me finish. So you would tell me here in Texas, 1825, they deregulated and a financial crisis happened. And here in New York City, in 1927, they deregulated, financial crisis happened. You have to show me something like that, or
Sure.
right?
So what I would suggest is the fact that once regulations were removed, that loans were advertised as being low risk when they were in fact given to creditors who were very likely to default on their loan. Now, if I give evidence of loans being given out to people that were considered too risky for that assessment, then I would say that is pretty good evidence that this regulation, which would have applied to those loans, the SEC oversight, would have been relevant to the 2008 housing market crash.
Okay.
You accept this stipulation of evidence?
No, that's not evidence. That's the assertion. That's the
Okay,
theory.
so again, like, I'm gonna ask, because you're saying that something could be relevant from 36 that would classify as evidence in Texas, but something that this law would have directly applied to is not. So I just have to ask again for the 6th time now, pulling a Highlander move here. What is your standard for evidence?
What I don't understand. I mean, I already explained many times. All you're doing, you keep repeating your theory and your hypothesis, and you don't present any evidence.
Because I don't know what you mean to say the word
Let me
evidence.
finish.
When
Let
you
me finish.
say, when
Let
you
me
say
finish.
I'm looking
Let
for
me
evidence,
finish. Let
and
me
I'm
finish.
saying, hold on.
Let me finish.
No.
What do you mean?
No, because you've
Okay.
already said this before.
No.
You've already said this before.
So I
You're
don't
just
know.
repeating yourself. It's a
But
waste of time.
But you're also repeating yourself.
Slave, it's just a waste of time if you're
But
just going to be repeating.
But you.
I've
but-
already heard that.
But you also
Slave.
repeated yourself.
Slave,
All right, we're in
when
the
you're
loop.
saying,
We're in the loop.
when you're saying,
We're in the loop.
okay, Slave, when you're saying that there could be a data point from 36 in Texas that could be relevant, but when I say, okay, here is a loan that would have been covered by this regulation that was removed, that in part helped to contribute to financial crisis, you're saying that's not evidence.
Okay.
So you don't have a threshold for acceptable evidence.
No.
That does everything. So
All
I
right.
think I have the threshold. I think I have the threshold.
Let me say
Everything
something.
that is every piece of information that is inconvenient to the narrative that the 2008 financial crisis happened, every piece of evidence that is inconvenient to that notion that it didn't happen is something you would reject as evidence. And everything that isn't is something
hominem.
you would accept.
That's ad hominem. Don't please don't
No,
reference
it's
me.
not.
This is your second warning. Third time I'm gonna stop stop this discussion with you. Listen, okay, here is
It's
what.
not a discussion because you're not offering a threshold of evidence, just to be clear.
All right. Listen. So you asked me what kind of evidence I'm looking for. I told you historical data points. Now, what you're saying is I don't have historical data points. What you do have is actual loans, and you're saying these loans didn't make any sense, and that's why we had a financial crisis.
Nope, you are straw manning. I didn't say these loans didn't make sense. I was saying that the loans were assigned to creditors that would likely default on those loans. And when creditors assign loans in which the, I guess, receivers of those loans are likely to default on them, that leads to banks not being able to loan out more money, which leads to wealth stagnation. That was my argument.
Wait,
Not they didn't make sense.
so wait, so you're saying this is all because of deregulation?
Yes.
Okay. So again, you have no historical. Here are the problems with your theory. First, you have not presented any historical data, any scientific data, nothing. It's just a conjecture. It's just a hypothesis. It's just it's a minimal idea that I've heard many times before. Now your claim that banks were giving bad loans, I've heard this many times before.
Wait. Can you actually accurately stipulate the argument that I made instead of like paraphrasing it? Because I have a feeling you're not actually understanding what I'm saying.
You said that there's a likelihood loans were given where there was a likelihood for the people receiving the loan to default on the loan, on the repayment of the loan.
Okay, and why would that lead to the financial crisis?
I mean, obviously, if this were true, then I mean, yeah, I could see that as.
Okay,
as,
so I just have to prove that, and then it would be acceptable evidence.
Yeah.
you just have to.
That's a yes or no question, Slave.
No, I'm thinking. I mean, if you would show me that banks were giving crazy loans, no, that would still not cause a financial crisis. Oh, I'll tell you what it could cause. This would cause. I mean, if this were true, it might be true. It might be true. It might even be due to some regulation instead of deregulation, but it might be true that bad loans were being given, and this caused an instability for the banks. And fine, banks would have gone bankrupt. All it means is the banks would have been purchased by other entities, but this should not influence the economy. There's no reason for a downturn, even if all the banks collapse. It doesn't.
So there is
a
reason that this would
Let me finish.
affect the economy.
Let me finish.
Can I stipulate? I'll stipulate that point.
But let me just finish. Let me please just let me. It's. I'm almost done. Like the point is, even if you would claim that the banks would have collapsed, or some banks, it was only some banks. We know that only some banks, and the government wanted to hide which banks were under, so they forced all the banks to take loans so that we would never know which banks were actually under. Some banks never took a chance. Some banks never gave.
That's not true.
Anyway, look, the point is, even if you would say that and you would claim all the banks need to crash, fine, let the banks crash, let the banking system be rebuilt. This should not have basically any influence on our, on the economy. I cannot
Okay,
go to. Mhm.
So it does have influence on the economy, and to
Mhm.
say that we should just allow the banking system to fail is probably the most liberal Occupy Wall Street take I have ever heard in my entire life. If the banking systems fail, small businesses and large businesses cannot A, apply loans to start new businesses, which would grind the economy to a halt, which I'm very thankful that the Obama administration bailed out these banks so that they could pay the loans that they needed for that bailout with interest. And two, this would grind the abilities of the large businesses to liquidate their assets to a halt, and thus contribute to, again, wealth stagnation. Okay, so you said earlier that these loans, once people default on their loans, it wouldn't affect the economy. I disagree. I would say, and I don't think you have any evidence to the fact that a lot of banks defaulting would lead to a crash in the economy. In fact, I have several historical data points, including the Great Depression, that stipulate otherwise. The Great Depression was a result of a lot of stockbrokerships borrowing on credit that they could not pay back. And once they defaulted on their loans, the companies of those, the stock values of those companies quickly deflated, as it was a massive bubble that broke, right? Leading thousands of people to lose their jobs and thousands of other businesses unable to liquidate their assets and get sources of revenue for their business, right? That would be evidence of that, right? And it's the same thing with the 2008 housing market crash, right? Banks would inflate. They want a return on their investment, so they would buy property, and then they would loan out these super secure, totally above board loans, right? And then people would buy those houses or buy those mortgages, and other people would buy those mortgages, right? Thinking, oh yeah, it's basically just buying a stream of money that might fail, but has a very, very low chance of failing, right? And then what happened was a lot of people defaulted, and a lot of people sunk their money into property investment, and then all of those people lost on their investment. And that's what we call a bubble burst. And when a lot of people lose money on investments, that causes wealth stagnation, which was another contributing factor of the 2000 housing market crash.
All right. So you're bringing up now your second theory. So the first theory, let's break it pick it apart. So your first theory that the banking, right? I mean, so you, as you said, we have a disagreement. You think that if the banking system would have completely crashed and government would not have entered, then, and Obama wouldn't have bailed them out, it would have stopped the economy, and we'd all be eating out of the garbage. That's your theory,
Basically,
right? Fine, that's
yeah.
fine.
The Obama administration
you speak.
effectively
I
prevented
let
another
you
Great
speak.
Depression. Yeah,
I let you finish. Fine, yeah.
I'm just confirming
Oh,
your characterization of my argument, but okay.
only if I get it wrong, then please interrupt me. Anyway, right. So as you said, we have a disagreement, and you can, bring evidence either way, and we can discuss using evidence whether a collapse of, the banking system. I don't think it was the banking system. Some banks didn't take chances as much as others. The safer ones would have purchased the bad ones, or maybe the bad ones would have gone under. At the end of whatever. I mean, it's a self-correcting problems. Bad businesses, including bad banks, should go under. They should not survive. If a guy doesn't know how to manage his bank and gives out bad loans, his bank should go under. And FDIC should cover the first $250,000 of each depositors, but the rest goes. It's done. Next, better luck next time. But that shouldn't cause the economy to come to a screeching halt. I mean, it's a self-correcting problem. The better banks would have purchased the bad banks, or the bad banks would have gone bankrupt, but the economy would have continued perfectly well.
So
one second.
you're
No,
making this distinction.
no, but you made it. But then you went to a second point. I mean, this point. I mean, we have a disagreement. Look, I I believe in free markets. I believe it's good to let bad businesses fail. It's not good to rescue. Anytime you rescue a bad business, you're letting a bad businessman continue doing terrible things to the world. I mean, he's making wrong decisions. He's giving bad loans, for example. That's not good. So he should go home and, clean the street. He should not be a banker. But when you bail him
So
out,
so
He should.
just to clarify, the
Mhm.
people that were running the banks that contributed to the cause were fired.
I don't want that. I want a business to fail.
Hey, you just said you wanted that.
Yeah, I want the bank to, I want the natural. I'm a Darwinian evolutionist. I want Darwinian laws to take over all the time. Bad decisions have to be punished by nature. Bad businesses have to go under naturally according to Darwinism. You cannot rescue them, because then you're rescuing bad businessmen who make bad business decisions. You're just going to get the
You-
same thing over
Wait,
and
wait, hold
over.
on. But I just told you, they're not rescuing the bad business. They're rescuing the apparatus of the business itself.
No,
Now, I
no.
could agree with
The
you.
business has to
I
go
could
under.
agree with you on the notion. Wait, no. Why would the entire business have to go under?
Because I'm a Darwinian. I want a clean slate. A business made a bad
Okay, why should I care about you wanting
we
the
have a
business to go
disagreement.
under? How
Okay,
does that
okay,
benefit?
look.
How does that no? How does that benefit?
What do you mean? I want a clean slate. You have a look. I'm saying if the bank is not that bad, then a better bank would purchase it. But it has to go bankrupt. It has to go into bankruptcy proceedings. We need, someone, a good businessman, a better businessman needs to be allowed to purchase the bank, and he'll do whatever cleaning he wants to do. Maybe completely dismantle, maybe just take the actual balance sheet and destroy the actual buildings, the brick and mortar. Who knows? I don't care. But this has to be left to the market. The market has to decide these things. So as you said, we have a disagreement. This is very deep. You're more like a lefty, and I'm more like a right winger. I believe more in natural evolution in businesses. You believe less in that. That's fine. Okay, when
Yeah, I want people to not die or I don't want massive wealth stagnation. I actually want like a thriving.
obviously we want the
Yeah.
same thing. Obviously that's
We
not.
don't want this. No. This is the greatest liberal lie that you have told so far. We do not want the same thing.
That was
Because
I think your third strike. We'll make
this
it.
was no.
We'll make it 2.5.
because
We'll
you
make it 2.5.
you don't
You
because
you
you don't
cannot
you don't
you
want the
cannot
same thing that
n-
I do.
That's fine. You cannot
Hold on,
call
hold
your
on.
no,
No,
you
I'm
cannot
not even
no,
accusing you
no,
of
you
lying.
cannot
I'm
call
just
you
I
did.
just think that
You
you have been
accused your
sold.
interlocutor of lying. So I'm
No,
gonna
I
give you
didn't.
you
I'm
called me a
accusing you
liar.
of believing a lie.
You said it's my
Okay?
second lie. You said
You
you said it's the biggest lie I've said today. That I'll take that as an ad
yes,
hominem
you
attack.
have
Yes.
said
So
a lie
I'll give you
because you
this is your
believe
two and
this
a half
lie.
strikes. One more strike, and this is the
Slave,
end of this
slave.
discussion.
That's
Continue.
that's fine. I don't crave discussion with you. Okay, I promise you. Like I
Let's
will be
continue.
fine if you decide to end the
Let's
discussion.
continue.
Great.
So you
So
brought up so
okay,
we have
so
a
this is
we have a
stop.
but you brought
Stop.
up
Let me
but you brought up
finish.
a second.
Let me finish.
All right, finish.
Let me finish. Okay, so you have told something. You have been sold a lie, and that lie is that Democrats and Republicans, or lefties and righters, or you and me in this case, want the same thing. We do not. I do not want a world where housing is commodified in a free market
That's
because I
fine.
think that would lead.
That's
Because I
fine.
think that would lead.
No, but you said
hold on,
I want.
hold on.
No, but
Hold
you
on,
said
slave.
I
Hold on,
want
slave.
people.
Hold on, slave.
You want people
Hold
not to
on,
die.
slave. But your prescriptions would lead to mass death.
According to you,
They
and according
just
to me,
would.
your prescription would lead to mass deaths. I mean, obviously we disagree,
Okay, so now we're down to evidence.
right? But this is already
Great.
the
So what
distinction.
happened during the Great Depression
No.
when businesses were not bailed out.
No. Our difference now is that I am a free marketer and you're against free markets, and we need to discuss the evidence for.
I don't think free markets exist, my guy.
I'm
Your
not
notion
saying,
of a
I'm
free
not
market
saying,
is a
I
fantasy.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I'm saying I am more of a free market guy and you're less of a free market guy. I'm not saying
Free markets
yeah.
do not exist.
I didn't say they
So when you
exist.
say
I didn't
I'm
say they
pro
exist.
free market,
I didn't say. I'm saying
okay,
I'm
so
pro.
you're for something that doesn't exist.
It's yeah. I mean, like there's a spectrum of free markets. Like you can say on the right edge of the spectrum is the most free markets, and on the left is the least free markets. I am
Okay,
more
so
on the.
I would
Let me
be
just
willing to
finish the
stipulate.
sentence. Can I just finish the sentence? So I would say that I'm more on the right of that spectrum of free markets. I'm more free market, and you're more on the left side of the spectrum. You're less free markets. That's all I'm saying.
The spectrum you're stipulating is a meaningless distinction that does not exist. There is no such thing as a free market on any spectrum when it is being regulated by the state. That does not exist. It doesn't matter how little or how great of regulation put on it. If you don't have a state, you don't have a free market. But you believe that regulation by the state is inherently contrary to the free market, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, like you're saying you're on the most extreme end of the right-leaning spectrum. when it
No, I
comes to
said
free
I'm
market.
more. No, I didn't say I'm on the most. I said I'm more, and you're less. That's all. So.
Okay, so
Mhm.
so if you're more on that end,
Mhm.
then you would leave a greater vacuum that the state would leave behind when they relinquish their authority on these businesses.
Right.
Okay, so that would mean that the factors that drove the 2008 market crash would actually first, and then there would be no bailout, and then those
Right.
banks would die,
Right.
and then then people wouldn't be able to get loans for their business because they wouldn't be able to take from those banks.
Right.
One, two, people would lose all of their money coming out of those banks because those banks went under and all those
FDIC.
assets got
You have
liquidated.
FDIC.
The
That's not true.
FDIC only insures banks for each account up to
Tough luck.
$250,000.
That's all you get. Tough luck. Better luck next time.
Tough luck. So everyone that has more than $250,000
Their problem,
in
not
the
mine.
bank,
It sounds like
it is your
sounds like
problem.
a you problem, not me.
Hold on, it is your problem.
Not my problem.
Because now you're dealing with a global economy
Not my
that
problem.
everyone in the United States has lost upwards of every dollar
You'll
outside of
survive.
$250,000.
If you have more than 250 in the bank, you'll survive.
Slave,
You'll do well.
There's nothing I could tell you that would convince you that, hey, actually, everyone losing their dollar amount above $250,000, that would be a problem.
Look, everybody knows, right? You have insurance up to a certain number. You have to live your life in accordance to that. If you don't prepare for that, you need to go broke. You're a dummy dum. You need to go broke. You need to go clean the streets.
Okay, and that prescription would never allow people to hire. That would never allow people to have property. That would never allow. What a free market we have, where nobody can have anything because if they keep it in a bank, then that's the only hope of like wealth stagnation not happening. One, and two, that's the only that. But like if they lose that money, if they fuck up, they get off scot free. They just lose their businesses, and you lose everything. What a free market you value.
I don't know what you're talking about. You can, I mean, if you want to, you can spread your money over many accounts. It's just that each account is insured up to 250. You can have 10 accounts. Each one is insured up to 250. The fact that you decide to keep millions of dollars in one account, you knew you're taking a chance. Hello,
it's a by person basis, my guy.
Fine. People who are not.
Dude, if what you were saying was true, every single business, because you made a claim. If what you're saying was true, then every single business on the planet, or at least in the United States, would just keep like $250,000 bank accounts, not a penny more, and then they would just do that for all of their business. That's obviously not how it works.
Then that's look. It's not my problem. You're if you have
It-
look if
It,
you
it's your
wait. Why don't you let
problem
me talk a
with
little bit?
wealth segment.
Look, okay, we've been through this. Now it's a loop at this point. So we have a disagreement. It's okay. You know, we can go into the fine-grained details maybe at another time. But you brought up another point that I forgot about. What was your second point? Your second your conjecture.
That's well stipulated by the evidence, by the way. It was that if these banks were not bailed out, that basically everyone in those banks and everything downstream from those industry, basically nobody would be able to buy a house. One, and two, everyone
Why?
downstream
One
from
second.
those banks would lose their job, which would also contribute to wealth segment.
All right, 1 second. I mean, all you're talking about again is certain banks. It's not like all the banks went under. We know that not all
Yeah,
the
I'm talking
banks.
about like JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, like
We
I'm
don't
talking
know.
about
We don't
really,
know.
really, really big banks.
We don't
Big
know.
banks that are so big they're quote unquote too big to fail.
I don't know what that means, but we don't even know which ones had to get loans, had to be bailed, and which ones
But
didn't.
yes, we do. That's public record. I thought you said you researched this.
As far as I know, we don't know. I mean, the government specifically forced
I
all
can
the.
I can get
Let me
you government
finish.
website from the SEC right now, telling exactly who got their loans, how far along they are in paying them back, and
I'll repeat.
which banks
Wait, let me
got those loans.
I'll just you can look it up, but as far as I know, what I remember, I was there. So the government said we're not going to we don't want anyone in the world to know which banks need the loan. That's why we're going to the government forced the Minister of Finance forced all the banks to take loans, whether they needed it or not. So we don't even know which banks, but this suggests that some banks didn't need the loan.
So
we don't even
you
know.
don't know which bank it is.
The point
You
is,
don't know which bank it
but
is.
it doesn't
But
matter.
I've researched this.
All right.
So I've just posted a list in CowChat that stipulates exactly which
But-
banks got
but
exactly
my
how
point-
much money.
Fine. My point is, some banks didn't need the loan. They were afloat. So they could have purchased the failing banks, and the economy would have continued stronger than ever because we would have gotten rid of the bad banks, the toxified banks, and the good banks would have become stronger. This is natural
Okay.
evolution according to Darwin. This is what I like. But we didn't get that.
Okay, so again, like you're not actually addressing the root cause of the problem there, which was deregulation. If you want a free market, you would be in favor of this regulation.
Okay, so you're saying deregulation. So okay, let's hear it. What was the deregulation? That was noisy. What was the deregulation? What
The
was
deregulation,
Mhm.
once again, was the fact that there were these loans assigned to creditors who were likely to default on them.
so okay?
And they were assessed as low risk loans, even though they were not.
So you're
And
saying
so a lot of banks
1 second.
mistakenly hold on. You asked me a question, man. A lot of these banks went in with the idea that, oh, well, we're buying a bunch of low risk. They went in and they bought them. And then all those creditors defaulted on their loans. They all lost their home, which contributed to a homelessness spike. 1. 2, it contributed to property values being inflated way over their market value prior to 2008. And then those banks lost out on those streams of revenues, which they had already loaned out to other institutions. And so not only had those banks defaulted on their revenues, they also defaulted on more revenue streams because they had promised that, oh, these super secure loan revenues we got, we're just going to issue more loans and then it'll be fine, right?
Okay.
And so the people that were counting on those banks to have legitimate practices also got fucked over.
All right, okay, let's start over. This time, please stop whenever I ask you to stop. I'm going to write it down so that I can reply to your theory. So you're saying that deregulation caused. All right, so how did step one? What was the deregulation?
Step one was assigning label low risk to high risk loan.
Wait, what was the deregulation?
The deregulation would have said, or the regulation that was put in place would have said, hey, you actually don't know how risky this loan is, so you can't classify this loan this way.
Wait a minute. I don't understand. What?
Do what?
I don't understand. What's the deregulation? What was the regulation, and what was
The regulation was the deregulation was removing the regulation that would have said, hey, you can't classify that loan as that low risk because you have no idea. This is a fundamentally different type of loan.
That doesn't make any sense. So you're saying there was a regulation that told the banks that they cannot classify something as low risk when it's actually high risk.
Yes.
So what you're saying
Just
is banks.
Good boy.
You're saying that banks couldn't banks couldn't wait to get rid of this regulation in order to give high risk loans?
What?
Why would a bank want to give a high risk loan?
Because they didn't classify because that would make them money.
High risk loan? If it's high risk, sounds like you're going to lose money. How is it high
No.
risk?
If someone buys the loan, and they get money out of that.
But it's high risk. Why would I want to buy a high risk loan?
It's not high risk though.
But
right?
you're saying
These banks
wait a minute. You
these
said
banks believed
What
that
do
they
you
were
believe?
selling mortgages.
One second. You said okay. Your theory is that in reality it was a high risk loan, right? We're gonna write it down. In reality, it was a high risk loan. I'm gonna ask again, why would a bank want to give a high risk loan? Do you want to give a high
Because
risk
they
loan?
would get money.
Wait, do you want to give a high risk loan?
Yes,
You
because that
do?
would make me money.
What do you mean? But it's high risk. It might lose you money too. Wait, but what's the advantage?
Well, the banks didn't know that because they were giving out mortgages.
But okay, so you're saying there was a lack of knowledge?
Yes, because they were misclassified because of the deregulation.
Oh, you're saying okay, so you're saying that the deregulation allowed banks, but what you're saying is that banks, wait, you're saying they did not know? So the banks didn't know that these were high risk?
Oh my God, the banks selling these loans. Okay, so I don't know how to. I can't just explain it the same way because like clearly not getting it. The banks would take loans. Okay, people would want a house, and they would have low credit, right?
Yeah.
And then they would find someone who would be willing to loan them money for a house at slightly higher interest rates because that's how it works, right? If you have
Okay. Sure.
bad credit,
Yeah.
you get a higher interest loan,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then what happened was other banks would buy these loans. They would want the revenue, and the banks selling them those loans to the other banks, they just want the cash, right?
All right.
They don't want to accept the risk.
All right.
But Bank A, who sold the loan to the
All right.
Jesus
Listen,
Christ.
my time is up. I have to go. I really enjoyed talking to you. I mean, finally, I think we were making good progress. But I really have to go. I can only debate 1 hour in the morning. What's your
Okay.
name? Neon. I'm gonna send you a friend request because I really enjoyed this conversation. Not in the beginning as much, but towards the end, it was actually very productive. I certainly learned a lot. I'm happy we had this discussion.
Okay.
So that's it. All right. I'll post a link if you want to. You can have the link to today's show. This was on YouTube. I don't know if I made sure that everybody knows this is on YouTube. Anyway, it was a good discussion. I think a lot of people will learn a lot from it.
Okay.
All right, man. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everyone. I'm gonna leave now. Bye bye.
All
No
right.
problem.
All right. That was actually. Oh, hey, J Rock, you here? I hope it's you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Backstage.
man. Hey, let me just read the comments. Let me just first say that I'm happy with the experience. We're gonna need to finish soon because I can't continue for long. Let me just read the comments, then I'll ask you some questions, J-Rock. So Uncomfortable says we've been through these questions. I can't answer them. So this one, RT the band, famous quote, "You will own nothing and be happy." Yeah, yeah, that's like that guy, what's his name? Charles Schwab or something? Carl Schwab? Yeah, that's kind of terrible. Yeah, we need to have a separate discussion about him. He's like a communist, basically. He's saying you can you can live in communism and be happy. Yeah, because we never tried communism before. It's gonna totally work this time. They guarantee. Anyway, you prefer the debate with Neon or the debate with Synth? Neon was better, actually. Neon was fantastic. I mean, in the beginning it was difficult, but this is the prisoner's dilemma. So in the beginning, you don't trust each other, but in time you start trusting and you actually listen to each other. So it took me time, it took him time, I guess. So we were listening to each other, and that's when I think we were making great progress. Mrs. Slave likes no, that's actually not true. The I have to show examples. It's not so simple. Mrs. Slave does not. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't like to. Yeah, I don't like that. Anyway, yeah, J Rock, what's up? How are you?
All good, all good. Yeah, that was a good discussion at the end. He was explaining to you about the banks and the I forgot the word he used.
Right, he was explaining to me his position. He's not the first one. This is not the first time I'm hearing this theory. And I've heard it before many times, and I've debunked it many times in conversations that I've had in private, and it's time to now debunk it, online. But I ran out of time, so that's okay. I mean, I'm sure I'll have another chance. But it's been debunked. It doesn't make any sense. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. Anyway, but that's it. Anything else you wanted to say before we kill ourselves?
This is kind of a random one, but which avatar do you think looks funnier, this one or that one?
The second one looks funnier, but I can't see the details right now. It doesn't show me the details. I can just see it like minimally. Wait, maybe I can magnify your avatar. Let me check. Okay, I'm gonna magnify it. Try it now. Show. Yeah, the second one is funnier, definitely.
This one with the red hair?
No, the other one with the hands, with the
Oh,
fold.
okay.
Yeah, this one is much funnier. Yeah. All right, man. I think we're good. I think we had a good discussion, and everybody's dead now, so that's a good thing. Anyway, I guess I'll see you tonight. Tonight is going to be early. I'm going to go for 8 p.m. And then maybe we'll be able to have 2 hours. Maybe we'll just have 2 hours on these days, and maybe only half an hour on days that I go to the gym or something. Anyway, Way Uncomfortable has to say something. Mrs. Slave always goes on pig and cow. Yeah, I noticed that's where I sometimes have good discussions. They're so no, they're not. They're happy. Everybody was happy when I came in. Didn't you see that? Anyway, everyone, thank you very much. I gotta go. As you know, I have to kill myself. So I'll see you tonight, 8 p.m. Have a great day, and bye bye.
Do the bye bye.